Welcome to the channel once again. Today, we are starting a new tale, a new legend that will go down in Tyrian lore forever. The tale of the most powerful human elementalist to ever step on the lands of Tyria. He has studied all elements, but he wore a gem that symbolizes his love for air. For air is the source of all life. It is invisible, and yet it can destroy whole villages. And also because it's the source of unlimited power! While trouble will follow him in his journeys, he will use his mighty ferocity to overcome it, for he is ferocious. Threatening violence gets him further than anything else. He is a natural, but he will try to use his powers of intimidation for good. He was raised among the common folk of Divinity's Reach, the working class, the cogs that keep the city running. He helps out at a tavern owned by his friends Andrew and his daughter Petra. You may think this is underwhelming, but he does use his powers as the master of elements to aid them. But he has a regret in his past. When he was an infant, he was abandoned at an orphanage. A kind couple adopted him and became his family. But he has always wondered about his birth parents. Everyone around him proclaimed that he was blessed by Dwayna, the goddess of healing, air, and life. When he was young, the even-tempered leader of the old gods never manifested to him. You may wonder what the name of this hero is, and I shall name him Gwydion Camlann. Welcome to his story.
The human race once ruled Tyria. Now, we struggle to hold our ground. We've been defeated, driven back, broken, but we will not surrender. So many nations have fallen. Only Kryta still stands. Our faith is strong despite the silence of the six gods. With courage, we'll make our stand in Divinity's Reach. The city is my home. I was born to common folk, just one among many. My friends and I don't seek attention or glory. It's hard enough making ends meet. But I believe we can still shape a brighter world out of the ashes of the past. Today I stepped outside of Divinity's Reach to see the world. When I arrived in Shaemoor, the town was under siege by centaurs. Innocent villagers are in danger. Someone has to help. We can't go on living our lives in fear. I have to fight. I have to make a stand. This is my story.
And this is his story. I, Storyteller Valar, will narrate it from the beginning to the end. Starting with the defense of the city of Shaemoor, his first feat as a hero.
We're under attack! Hey! Everybody get to the inn. We can protect you at the inn.
Leave these villagers alone, centaurs.
If I had a sword.
Don't throw your life away. Get to the inn. There is so much blood. Do I not preserve us? Go to the inn. You'll be safe there.
So much.
I need to make sure every villager is safe. Burn in the fires of my elemental magic, filthy invaders. I will kill you all if I must. People are getting killed everywhere. Help! Go to the inn. You'll be safe there. Centaur after centaur. Our hero helped the villagers flee from the flames of war. Too weak to even face this threat. He sent villager after villager to the village, to the inn.
I'm glad you came this way.
He rushed there to rally with the forces of the Seraph.
Thank the gods.
He found the centaurs attempting to break into the inn and smite them with grand strength.
Sergeant, there are more centaurs on the other side of town. Captain Thackeray is calling for reinforcements of the garrison.
He's calling for help. It must be serious. I can't spare anyone.
I'll go. Captain Thackeray's never failed Divinity's Reach. If I can help him, I will.
Balthazar bless you. That's the spirit that will win this war. Good luck.
Fueled by righteous anger, our hero cleaved the Tamini archers that tried to take the fields of Shaemoor, the sustenance of the common folk that lived there. He bravely jumped over a fence, because that's what heroes do, jump over fences. The bridge stood, guiding him towards the garrison, his fate. Other heroes had run into the forest, into the fortress, trying to earn their glory. But none of them would be as brave or powerful as Gwydion Camlann, the modern high sage, attracted by the tremendous power of our hero, appeared. He was quickly taken care of. He cowardly tried to flee, to save his life. But it was too late. Not even the power of Earth would save him from the flames. His life was forfeit, and he knew it.
It's huge!
In a last desperate attempt, he used all his power to summon a powerful elemental, so great that it threatened the very existence of the fortress of Shaemoor. Gwydion Camlann faced this monster, sending tongue of fire after tongue of fire against his hideous shape. He feared not injury nor death, for every spell he cast made him stronger. That's the path of the elementalist, a power beyond imagination. One of the hands fell as Gwydion Thackeray tried to rally the troops. Gwydion kept the scourge in the hand, making it frail for the sword to finally finish the monster.
Brace yourselves. I think it's gonna explode.
Captain Thackeray stated the obvious, and the elemental exploded. The burst of elemental energy knocked our hero out of consciousness.
Where am I? What happened?
You were injured when the elemental exploded. Captain Thackeray brought you here personally. You've been unconscious for 3 days. You had lots of visitors. Villagers you rescued, some seraph, and even a tavern keeper from the city and his daughter. She came by every day.
That'd be my friends, Andrew and Petra. I'll have to go see them once I'm fully recovered. What should I do now?
Fresh air and exercise are the best medicine. The goddess Dwayna helped you. Perhaps you could help others?
Thanks, I will. And thanks for taking such good care of me. What's next?
After waking up, he walked to the center of Shaemoor, enjoying the view of the village he had just saved. Now free to do as he wanted in this land. He first grabbed the dull dagger the priestess gave him as a gift, a precious memento of his first feat as a hero, and started walking towards a new destination. Others required his powers, his aid, and he would give it. Crossing the bridge of Shaemoor, he reached some fields. Indeed, the sustenance of people was in danger all the time, either from worms or monsters or bandits.
Are you well?
It's been tough recovering from the center attack. I've got worms in my fields, a strange one invading my crops, and bandits skulking about. What are bandits doing around here? They are up to no good, that's for sure. I'd bet they are planning to sabotage our water supply at the pumping station. What could they do? They could damage the pipes, or worse, poison the water. I rely on that water for my crops. Better to kill any bandits you see before they cause trouble. Thanks for the heads up. Though he seemed trouble, he had no urgent needs. The fields had been scorched by the battle between the centaurs and the elementalist. Maybe I unleashed more fire than I should have, but I can mend the plants. He tended to the scorched corn with deft hands and great skill. The power of water, of air, of life manifested through his hands. His power could serve both destruction and creation. What else could I do to aid these people? Worm mounds. Worms crawl under the fields and devour whatever plants they find. Many crops have been lost to them. It's better that they taste the power of fire before they can taste our plants. The crops of Kryta must be protected. The good people need salvation from these monsters. So our hero used his dragon breath to destroy the monsters that threatened the livelihood of the farmers. He found pleasure on the annihilation of these creatures. Channeling his powers of fire and brim, he cleansed the fields. But that wasn't all he had to do. The cows seemed to be upset from the former battle.
I'm so good it hurts.
and they needed the company. So with a magical dance, passed down generation after generation of heroes, he calmed them down. The thankful farmer sent him a letter, along with what little coins she could muster to help him in future affairs. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for your assistance at our wheat fields. Dave and I really appreciate your help. It's been difficult to keep food on the table these days, and your efforts will keep many fed and happy. Thank you again. Signs, Farmer Dyer. Satisfied with his heroic deed completed, our hero continued his journey. The farmers of the river always need help, he thought. And so it seemed. They had a leader, but the child seemed to accept. Hey, you look smart. We know everything there is to know about Destiny's Edge. Come, prove that you know as much as we do, if you think you can. What a challenge! For one such as I, a savant, it will be easy to answer. The children were hiding in a cave. Playing their games. Stowing his weapons as to not scare the child. He spoke to him. If you know a lot about Destiny's Edge, you must know a lot about Logan Thackeray, since he is the bravest, strongest one. I do know about him. Okay, prove it. Who is Logan in love with? That's easy. Queen Jenna. That's right, you are off to a good start. Okay then, next question. Captain Logan is the captain of what group? Remembering he had met him in the fort of Shaemoor. Seraph! That's right, good job. Now for the last question. Who was Logan's best friend in Destiny's Edge? Sadly, Ridlock Brimstone. But their bond was cut short afterwards. Soja is my favorite member of Destiny's Edge because she's a genius. I know all about her. I want to see how much you know. Unwilling to tell the child that he was an idiot for liking the worst Destiny's Edge member, our hero could simply mutter, "Alright." Great! Okay, first question. What is the name of Soja's golem? Mr. Sparkles. That's right. Next question. And this one is also about names. What was the name of her mentor? Too simple. Snaff. I will not study Soja. But the kids were satisfied and ran off. For their hero was answering their questions. Free from interruptions, our hero continued helping the fishermen. He opened a crawfish trap. He found a river drake hatchling and killed it. River drakes threatened the fishermen, so they need to be slain if they are to survive. That's not all, but their eggs will spawn drakes in the future, so they need to be destroyed. Drakes need to be disposed of, cleansed, for the fishermen to be able to live off this river. Nothing in this crawfish trap? What about this one? Another hatchling.